All right, fellas, let's talk about Friday night fights with Bellator 218, and that features Emmanuel Sanchez against Georgi Karakhanyan. Man, these two guys have fought a lot. We got 17-4 Emmanuel Sanchez against Georgi Karakhanyan, 27-7-1. So they both have put in some time. All right, let's talk about this and lead things off. Dan Tom, I'm sorry I can't give you odds just yet, but I think you have a good feel usually of who might be the favorite. So take it away.
Yeah, Bellator odds usually come out about midweek or as we get closer to the fight, guys. But my prediction, which I'll give you here in a second, my prediction for the odds, I would imagine Emmanuel Sanchez is going to be the favorite here, which really isn't too much of a stretch when you consider the fact that he won the first time out. Granted, it was a majority decision win, but it was a really good depiction of of who both these fighters are. Now, I like a guy like Emmanuel Sanchez. He's a real grinder out there. He might not have that one-shot, one-kill power as a featherweight, obviously, but he puts volume on guys, and he gets better as the fight goes on. And that's what we saw happen against Georgi Karakhanyan the first time. Karakhanyan, this guy's a vet. He's seen it all. He can finish you on the ground, on the feet, and he's got a good transition game as well. But Georgi, if you could criticize him, maybe at least his earlier / midway through his career, he would really throw everything into his punches and sometimes subsequently tire himself out. And I think that's where we kind of saw Emmanuel Sanchez take some of the edges. Now, since then, he's really addressed that. He's been fighting smarter. He's also been training with the famed Sam Calvita, TJ Dillashaw, and down to the training lab there. And we know that he gets those guys physically prepared for fights really well. So I'm going to be interested in looking for that, guys. That being said, I'm still going to side with El Matador, Emmanuel Sanchez. He's coming off the title loss, sure, but I don't think that shakes up a young kid like that. I think he gets back on track here.
Emmanuel Sanchez hasn't had any back-to-back losses in his career, and this type of fight, though, Georgi Karakhanyan's got this way of just dragging it into his type of fight. It can get messy at times, but believe it or not, it's something you alluded to. He throws so powerful that I could see, if he doesn't land that punch, I could see Sanchez catching him, and I have a feeling this fight's going to end up on the ground. A lot of it's going to be on the ground. On the ground, I kind of like the crafty veteran here. I'm going to go with Georgi Karakhanyan, but this is a really, really close fight, and Emmanuel Sanchez is no joke. So I can be swayed by the end of this breakdown.
All right, I also predict, I'm going to go with Goes out to break the tie here. I think Georgi Karakhanyan is going to do it, and I'll tell you why, because he's now 33 years of age. He was 23 when we first spotted him, and he was part of those first tournaments that Bjorn Rebney had created. Then, of course, he went on the World Series of Fighting, and he won a title there. But he did take some tough losses, including one to Emmanuel Sanchez himself, Henry Corrales, and sprinkled in some wins here or there. So I think he's got a little bit of pressure on in terms of, can he ever become a world champion in a major organization again? What I have liked about Georgi Karakhanyan is I've been witness to him rising to the occasion at the right time. I actually saw him knock out Bubba Jenkins in Anaheim, California a few years ago, and I think that's the Georgi Karakhanyan that's going to summon himself. Now, it also exposes him to possibly get clipped as well, and maybe it might be Emmanuel Sanchez that goes up 2-0, but I'm expecting Georgi Karakhanyan to win here. I think he's going to win via a stoppage, and I think we'll get a trilogy at some point between these two. By then, maybe somebody will be in a title position, but for now, I think Georgi Karakhanyan evens the score. And there you have it, folks. There is our main event breakdown for Bellator 218. It takes place on Friday night at the WinStar World Casino Resort in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Tune in, check it out on Paramount and DAZN. They got you covered with a 9 p.m. Eastern start time.